Welcome to another video of Vinyl Addict, and this is flashback number 4, Gen X. Now before I get into this, please like and share this video. Now let's just get into this. You know the drill. I got 10 records and some flashbacks, of course, some one-hit wonders and some heavy hitters. And the first record I have is Kim Wilde. And this is the one with the song Kids in America. What brought this to my attention is I recently seen an interview with Zakk Wylde. That's Ozzy Osbourne's guitarist, and how he got his name. He was watching a video of Kim Wilde, and he just took the Wilde, spelled it with a Y, because Ozzy wanted him to have a stage name that could beat Randy Rhoads, right? And just something just really kind of grabs your attention. And he put a Zakk with 2 Ks, and he said, Ozzy, what do you think? He's, oh, that's fucking great. And so that's why we got Zakk Wylde, because of Kim Wilde. So she's very important in the world of heavy metal. Okay, so now I have another one-hit wonder from the Plimsouls, and this is a 12-inch single because I brought in a 12-inch single last time with the modern English, Melt With You, and the Plimsouls was in the film Valley Girl as well, because modern English was. And this is the song with A Million Miles Away, I'll Get You, I'll Get Lucky is the BW, the B-side. So here we have, do you remember this track? It was very important in that film, so the Plimsouls. Okay, so now moving in to, speaking of the heavy metal, this is, I did videos of this band, of course, because I really love this band. It's Motorhead, and this is the Ace of Spades album. And this was the one that kind of, you know, broke through with them. I mean, they got really popular with the song Ace of Spades, of course, but there's some great songs on here. Classics like We Are the Road Crew and Jailbait. So Lemmy Lives On. Now, skipping over to the 90s, 1994, this is the debut album. Is this 94? And this is the Blue album from Weezer with Matt Sharp in the band, who would later on be in the Rentals. But you can't deny Buddy Holly, Undone, the Sweater song, Say It Ain't So. I love the song In the Garage, where he talks about his Kiss posters on the wall, and he plays D&D, and, you know, kind of brings you back. So there's Weezer. And another band that debuted that came in but had a one-hit wonder was Blind Melon, and it was because of this B-girl and the video where she is just trying to get along in the world, and she can't, you know, connect with people, and then she finds her tribe of people at the end, right? Great video, funny, and the song was No Rain. And Change was another song that was played on the radio at the time, but Shannon Hoon, the singer who passed on, also, first we saw him in the video Don't Cry by Guns N' Roses for the Use Your Illusion album, and he was singing kind of backup, but he was on the video. At the end there, Axl and him are on top of this building, and there's a helicopter shot with them. And I was like, who is this guy? But we found out. Now, going into the 80s again, in the mid-80s, I was going to pick the first album of hers, but of course it was in 1979, so it missed the criteria. So I picked the 80s one, but it has 79 songs on there from her first album. It has Heartbreaker, because this is Live from Earth, and it has We Live for Love, but it also has Hit Me With Your Best Shot, Promises in the Dark, which is one of my favorite songs, and Hell Is for Children, of course. But this had the studio song Love Is a Battlefield, which was an MTV staple. So Pat Benatar makes it. Now, early 90s, music was changing. Alternative Lollapalooza was around, and the first Lollapalooza had this rapper on there, and it's Ice-T. and this is the OG album. And this was around the time he did the New Jack City film, and he played the police officer. And New Jack Hustler is the song on here, but they also has some other songs on here that were really cool. OG, Original Gangster, Escape from the Killing Fields, The Tower, which is one of my favorites because he samples the John Carpenter Halloween theme. And of course, the song Body Count is introduced here, and he's kind of telling his audience that, hey, here's my rock stuff. And then, of course, that album would come out later. And with all the controversy, with all the cop killer stuff, and, you know, he loves that stuff. So, along also in the whole Lollapalooza scheme of things was this band, which I told you guys I do not like. However, I got this album because of one member in the band. So that's Red Hot Chili Peppers. And the reason why I got this one, One Hot Minute, is because Dave Navarro from Jane's Addiction is in it. That's the only reason why. I'm a Jane's Addiction freak. And so they were the band to me that changed 90s rock and alternative. And he's in here for One Hot Minute. There's Aeroplane, Warped, My Friends, and it's produced by Rick Rubin. Okay, so this is the only reason why I have Chili Peppers, but I can't stand them. Okay, down to the last two. This one is a big one-hit wonder or two-hit wonder, but he was from the UK and everyone thought he was black. And I'm talking about Rick Astley with Never Gonna Give You Up, and there was another song here, Whenever You Need Somebody. So yeah, he was like a big deal when this came out in the late 80s. And later on, he'd be kind of like the butt of a joke on the internet. You click on some video because of the thumbnail, and then he would pop up in this video, this song. And there's sort of like a kind of like, oh, Rick Astley, and kind of making fun of him and stuff. But you know what? Everybody had that album. You can't, you know, it's decent pop music. Which brings us to our number one, Gen X Flashback. And of course, it's always a big album, right? Which, you know, you can't say, yeah, I didn't like any songs from this band. You know, because the last ones I was doing was Hall & Oates, you know, Hootie and the Blowfish, right? The Pretty in Pink soundtrack. Something very kind of like, yeah, that is Gen X. And this is Huey Lewis and the News, the sports album, right? The Heart of Rock and Roll, Heart and Soul, I Want a New Drug, If This Is It. We all remember those songs. This is my youth right here. This album, it would just be on MTV. And then, of course, he would release The Power of Love on the Back to the Future soundtrack, which I have too, of course, because that's a great song. And, you know, forever in rock and roll lore is Huey Lewis and the News. So that is my flashback number 4 of Gen X. What are your thoughts on my picks? Leave me a comment below. And with that, I'll shut up and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.